Hello everyone. In this session we will discuss the data types topic. These data types are used whenever you are writing the programs. So normally you can see we have the definition for this. A data type is used to indicate the type of data value that can be stored in the variable. So here without the variables also we can define our data types. Okay, so here suppose if you're defining the data type here, that is used for the our variables. Okay, so whatever you're creating the data, so your type of data is depends on the whatever we have the data types, and those all storing the our variable. Okay, here we have the variables is like your alphabets or else your any string formats. Okay, so here data types can be stores type of the data, that value can be stored in our variable. Okay, so without the data type here we cannot write the variables. Without the variables we can write the our data types in the program. So here once you perform the data type, once you perform the data type in the programmatic here, so the variable can specifies the our specifies the our declarations in our programmatic, and whatever you given the data type into the programmatic, that is performed for all the variables. Okay, if you're giving the one data type, that is use it for the whatever you given the variables for the data type. Okay, that data type. And also here these whatever you given the data types, those are attached till the end of the execution of the program. So it will not only for that statement, it is continuously working with the our completion of the programmatic. Means here once it is done in the programmatic, means once we wrote the data type in our programmatic, until the completion of the process of execution, your data types will be works in our programmatic. Okay, so here we have these some types of data type. Let's say here what we have. Okay, so here normally we can call like a primary data types and the user defined data type, and also here we have the one thing that is the derived data type. Your data types are the three types, or else here if you need only you can mention with the two types, primary and the user defined data type. That's our choice. And next here this primary data type is again defined into the form of integral and the character. This user defined data type diff, and the enum. Enum means your enumerated data type. And the derived data types here we have the arrays, pointers, strings, like that. And next here this integral data type is again divided into the integer, float, double, long double, single character, and a string constant type. So okay, string character type. This is the string character. And next you can see here first what we have, primary data type. So now we will discuss our primary data types into this. So these primary data types are the our basic data types to develop the our programmatic. So by using these primary data types here we can develop simply our programs comparing to the all the data types. Okay, means whatever you have the user defined and the derived data types, comparing to that here by using the primary data type here we can develop the our programs in easy way. And here these are divided into the two types, right? One is the integral and the character. So let's see the first one, that is the integral data type. In this integral data type here whatever you have the information that can be stored in the form of whole numbers, that can be stored in the form of whole numbers. Whole numbers means here it is the numeric values. It is the numeric values means numbers. Okay, whatever you are storing the values that can be in the form of numeric values type in our integral data type. And again these are divided into the integer, float, and the double, long double. Let's see the integer data type. Let's see the integer data type first. So here you can see we have the integer data type. So this integer data type is accepting the numeric values without the fractional points. You can see here without the fractional points means whatever you have the values that will accept only the integer values. Okay, suppose here you have the 10. suppose you have the 10, so that 10 is not having the any fractional values, right? So here this integer data type will accept these values without the fractional points. The integer data type can accept the numeric values. And what is the keyword for the integer data type? Here we can call the integer data type keyword is the int. And next here we have the range. So integer data type will be having the range in between the 16-bit of computer, or else it will be having the 32-bit of computer. If it is the 16-bit of computer, it will be having the range 32,000 minus 32,768 plus 32,767. Why we have the 7 only? Here we have the 8, means in between we have the 0, that is also calculated. And next, if it is a 32-bit calculation, it will be having these value. So here 748 and the 3648 2 plus 214,748,3647. So it is a large value. It is a large value comparing to the 16-bit of computer. Okay, so here this integer data type will accept the size is like your 2 bytes of memory, 2 or 4 bytes of memory. Okay, so why? Because here 1 byte equals to the 8 bits. 1 byte equal to the 8 bits. Here we have the 16-bit of computer, right? So 16 bits means here 2 bytes of memory. 32-bit means here 4 bytes of memory. Okay, and next here we have this some specifier for the integer. How we can perform the specifier whenever you're writing the our programmatic. Okay, so in that time here we can specify this integer data type within the form of percentile d. Percentile d. So actually here we have the integer means I, but why we are giving the d means here this integer data types is accepting the decimal values. That's what here we are giving the d. Okay, and here these integer data types are again classified into the 4 types. Let's see here what we have the 4 types. Okay, see here we have the 4 types of integer data types. One is the short int. First one is the short int. Comparing to the integer, it will be the short. So means here it will accept the 2 bytes of memory. So whatever you have the 16-bit of computer range, like your minus 32,768 plus 32,767. So your short int also accepts this range only. And what we have the specifier means same like here whatever you have the integer specifier. Percentile d. And next here second one we have the long int. So if it is 16-bit of computer, that is like your our short int. If it is the 32-bit of computer, that is like your our long int. So it will be accepts like your 4 bytes of memory. Whatever we given the 32-bit of computer, same value here we have. And next we can call the specifier for this like your LD, long integer, long decimal values, like that. And next here we have the signed int. Signed int means here it will accept the positive and the negative values. It may be the plus values, or else here it may be the minus values. If you're giving the any one of value, so if that is having the minus symbol, that is the signed integer. If that is having the plus symbol, that is the signed integer. It will accept the size like your 2 bytes of memory. And here we have the specifier is similar to the our percentile, whatever you have the integer. And next here at last we have the unsigned int. Unsigned integer. So it is also accepting the 2 bytes of memory. It is also accepting the 2 bytes of memory. So it can be starts with our range 0 to the 255. 0 to the 255. And it is also having the specifier like your percentile d. So unsigned means here it will not have any signs. Automatically it can be performs like your positive values. Signed means here you can perform the plus or minus. Okay, unsigned means your automatically it can be takes the positive value. Default, by default it can be takes the positive value only. Okay, like this here we can work the our integer data type. And here we have the syntax to define with the our data type, integer data type. So first here, if you're writing in the programmatic here, how we can write these data type that we are writing here. So just first write the data type. Okay, and after that here you can write the var name. So here var name means your variable name. Suppose for example you can see, if you're taking the for example here I'm writing this. For example, data type here, what we are discussing, integer data type. So what it will be having the keyword, that is the int keyword. And your var name, whatever you have the var name, variable name, that you can define here. Okay, suppose here I'm taking the variable name is like your a, like this. And here without the variable name also we can define that like here. Okay, or else here you can mention with the integer, enough. Okay, so this is the integer data type. And next here we have the second one, that is the float data type. So in the integer data type, that is accepting the only numeric values, right? So in this float data type is accepting the with fractional points. Whatever you have the values, that will accept the fractional point. Suppose if we have the value like 10, it will be having the 0.0. Without the your interaction, automatically it can chooses the point values. Why? Because here in the floating data type here we have these type of values, means it will be accepts the our numeric values. And here these floating numbers are stored in the form of 32-bit and the 16-bit of computer as like your integer data type only. And these floating point numbers having the integer values with 6 digits. Here float data type is accepting the 4 bytes of memory, right? So here this float data type will be having the 6 digits of numbers. Normally if you're writing the numbers, that will be having the 6 digits only. How many it will be having? 6 digits. Okay, and here so whatever you have the float data type here, it will be having the one syntax similar, same like your integer data type only. You can see just whatever you have, that you can mention float with the data type. Okay, float means your data type var name, float, and here whatever you have the variable name, that you can mention. So if you have the a, that you can mention here float with the variable name, like this here we can work. And next you can see here we have the keyword for the float data type. So what we have the keywords for this, let's see here. So float data type will be having the keyword, that is the float. So if you're writing the keywords, all the keywords will be having the small letters only. The first letter is also small letter. We will not accept the our uppercase letters. Once you can check the keywords topic. And the size here we have for the float data type is like here 4 bytes of memory. It will be accepts the 4 bytes of memory, means here it is like your 32 bits of memory. 32 bit. If you're converting the bytes to the bits, you will get the 32 bit of information. And the range here we have here minus 3.4 extension of minus 38 to plus 3.4 extension of plus 38. It will be having the sign values like your minus 3.4. Here this symbol is the extension of minus 38. 3.4 to the 38 means this is the integer value. And next here 2 plus 3.4 extension of plus 38 value. And you can write the specifier for this like your percentile f. If you're writing it float data type in the programmatic here, you can specify with the percentile f. And next here these are two types. these float data types or two types, or else here you can mention directly whatever you have. Okay, so here we have the two types is like your double data type and the long double data type. You can see here I'm mentioning the double data type. This double data type is having the 8 bytes of memory comparing to the float data type. Here it is also similar to the our floating data type only, means in this also we can access the our fractional points, but here it will be having the size is larger comparing to the float is just having the 4 bytes of memory, right? So in this double we have the total 8 bytes of memory, 8 bytes of memory we have. And the range here we have like your minus 1.7 extension of minus 3082 plus 1.7 extension of plus 308. And the specifier we have the, okay, so percentile LF, F float, right? So this is the comparing to the float here, this is the larger, so that's what here we are writing the LF. And next here we have the second one, that is like your long double. So comparing to the double here, long double is the largest value. It will be accepts the largest values like your 15 plus digits. 15 plus digits. If you have any programmatic with the 15 plus digits, in the time here you can mention with the long double. Okay, it will be accepts like your 10 bytes of memory. It is also similar to the our float and the double. It is also accepting the fractional points, but here it will be having the 10 bytes of memory. And the range we have like your minus 3.4 extension of minus 4932 plus 3.4 extension of plus 4932. And the specifier is also similar to the our double. Okay, so these types here we have in the float data type. And next here second one we have that to your character data type. In the character data type here we can access the characters and the strings. Whatever you have the character data type, it will just accept the characters. Characters means what characters? It is the alphabets. Here strings means here it is a combination of the characters. Here it is the combination of the characters. And you can see this data type your accepts only 1 byte of memory. So let's see here we have the keyword. What is the keyword for the character data type? Here char is the keyword for the character data type. And size it will be accepts like here only 1 byte of memory, means your 8 bits. And the range it will be having minus 128 to plus 127. Okay, and the specifier we have like your percentile C. And the specifier we have the percentile C. If you're writing the syntax for the character data type, it will be having like character and the variable name. So here what is the char here? Here char means here this is the data type. Char means your data type. Data type with a variable name. If you are defining this one, first you can write the data type with the char and the variable name. So why we are writing the char means here it will just accept the keyword type only. Directly we cannot write the character. Okay. And next here we have the two types of characters. Those are the single character and the strings. So your single characters will be accepts like your within the single quotation marks. Okay, and the strings will be having the double quotation marks. And the single character will be performs like only characters. Whatever you have the alphabets, your strings can be performs like your combination of the characters. Okay, so these are the letters, these are the words type. Okay, like this here we can work the our character data type. And next here we have the second one, that is the user defined data type. Second one we have the user defined data type. So normally here primary data types are defined by the our system. Your user defined data types are performed by the users. Means this is the user's choice. Users can perform their choice here. In this here we have the type definition and the enumerated data type. First one you can see type definition declaration point. So this type definition can be allows the user to define the identifiers. So here you can see what we have user. Users means here who are the users who are performing the programmatic, those are the users here. So those can perform or else here those can define the identifiers. Okay, so whatever you're writing the variables, constants or else your strings, anything. Okay, so those can be represented by using the existing data type into the our type definition declaration. And here this uses defined data type identifier can works the declaration of the variables. Okay, so if you're writing the syntax for this, it will be having like type def. So your def means your definition, type definition, and the type here. What is the type means your data type, and then write the identifier. For example, if you're writing the example for this, you can see it will be having the, so it is same as your type def, and type here I'm choosing the integer. Your type means your data type. So here I'm choosing the primary data type is like your, for example, int, and the identifier I'm choosing the marks. Why? Because here marks can be defined in the form of integer format, right? So that's what here I took the type is like this. If you're taking the percentages of marks here, in the time you can choose the float data type. Okay, so here you can see what we have type that can be performed. This type can be performed like existing data type, and the identifier can be refers to the new name in the our data type. Okay, whatever you given the name, that is like your new name here. So what we have marks is the new name for this. We are defining whatever you have the variables, we are defining that one. And here this existing data type will be having the some class of time, and also it will be includes the our user defined at least once. And whatever you have the new type means your this marks like or else your identifier, this will be having the only name but not the data type. It will be having the only name but it will not have the data type, and the type definition cannot create the new type. Okay, so like this here we can work the our type definition. Just you can see whatever you have the marks that can be defined into this, whatever the student will be having the marks that will be defined clearly. And next here we have the enumerated data type. This enumerated data type can be used to declare the variables. You can see here, once who learns the variables, those variables will be follows in each and every programmatic. Okay, and here this is also declaring the our variables, those can be used for the our values, and these are enclosed within the form of braces. Okay, so these are enclosing within the form of braces that we can call like your enumeration constants. You can see here, suppose if you're writing the syntax for these. Okay, so here enum, so here we have the keyword for the enumerated data type, that is the enum. This enum can be having the identifier, it is also having the identifier. And here you can see here we have the braces, whatever you have the variables, identifier will be having the variables only, right? And whatever you have the values, those are enclosed within the form of braces, right? So here I am opening the flower brace. In this I am mentioning the our enumerated data type. Just here you can mention with the value 1 and the value 2, how many values you need, you can mention up to n, up to n times. After the completion of that, here you can give the semicolon for this. For example, you can see if you are defining with the weekdays, it can be like your enum. Here I am taking the identifier is like your day. Here I am choosing the identifier is like day, so means your weekdays. And the value I am taking, for example, first I am starting with the Monday, Okay, and the Tuesday. So up to here we have the Sunday, right? So here how many we have that we can write. So in between here we have four. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday. So whatever you have the values that can be defined within the braces in our enumerated data type. And at last here we have the derived data type. This derived data type can be derived from the standard data types. So these standard data types will be adding these some additional relationships. Those will be having the some various elements of the primary or else your standard data type. So here these are these are like your our arrays, strings, pointers type here. So means here comparing to the primary and the user defined data type, it will be having the some additional points, means some various elements it will be having in the programmatic or anything. Okay, so these are already explained, means here these arrays, strings, pointers are already explained. So once you can check the description part for these topics. Okay, so this is the our data types. Thank you for the watching. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel.